Welcome to the vibe, the chaos, and the conversation that everyone is thinking, but nobody's saying out loud. This is the Everyday Tales, and I'm your host, Betty.
And I am MKTS.
Sit down, relax, and enjoy. So we're going to talk about everything in between: culture, current affairs,
politics,
entertainment,
and a bit of sports.
And everything in between.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, how's your week been?
More like all over the place.
And nowhere in specific?
A little bit of good things, bad things, pressure, literally everyday activities.
Ayo pressure ni kitu ya kawaida.
Pressure.
If you're a Kenyan bana, pressure ni kitu ya kawaida.
Sijui niseme, sijui nisiseme.
Sema ikutoke.
Like looking at the week, it's been crazy. Do you know the 15th fell on what? On like a Tuesday? No, like towards the end of the week.
I don't know. When was the 15th?
That's the day they announced the new fuel prices.
Oh shit! By the way, speaking of fuel prices, umeona wapi diesel imekuwa extraction na petrol?
I think that has something to do with the demand.
Demand?
Yes, I don't know. I am no expert.
No. Let's debunk it. A few weeks back, walikubalia fuel chafu in terms of diesel.
Really?
Yeah, it had higher percentages of sulfur.
Okay.
You remember the scandal we had,
the G2G,
yes, some sharp boys waliingiza mafuta bila mdozi kujua alafu ikakwangua.
A few people were arrested, some very senior people.
So hiyo mafuta yenye hao walikuwa wameagiza ndio sasa iko kwa market. So it's
the quality is compromised.
The quality is compromised. Hata
how spread along is it in the country?
Of course, kitu kiingia kila mtu ataikula.
Wow. So hata sisi wenye tunasema tunakunywa vipawa only.
Hata watu wa vipawa wameumia.
We've not been spared.
By in the next 6 months, na Slim uko na kazi by the workshop, enda kutengeneza mfuko. Kwa sababu wase wanakuja. Watu wa CX5 sijui ni ma CX5 hizi mapujo zinatumia diesel. Zinaenda kudedi kashi.
Why are you predicting that?
Because it's
you have inside info.
No, umeka mafuta mbaya kwa gari yako nyinyi inaenda ku happen.
But that's affecting everybody, so I'm guessing okay.
Hapana, diesel sana. You see, the higher sulfur level in diesel, the more your engine is susceptible to spoil.
Okay.
To go bad, yeah.
So they're going to feel the damage more.
Yeah, alafu sasa pia diesel
So is there any way to cushion yourself from this?
I don't know, walk, run to work, get a bike, like a little
Please,
bike.
Can you suggest applicable solutions? Not just random answers.
Ona, president wa Switzerland anaendesha baiskeli kwenda kwa ofisi.
We get that, but it has nothing to do with fuel. It's more like a lifestyle choice.
You see,
than the actual fuel cost.
Somebody said in wealthy countries, the leadership uses public transport. In third world countries, the leadership use private vehicles. So,
but again, it's because reliability of some of our public transportation system is questionable.
But if we want it to be reliable, we can make it. So
yes.
It's a matter of decision.
And what's stopping us from doing that?
Ruto must go.
I think there's also a lot of societal normalization or criticizing certain things and acts. Like riding a bike to work is a very healthy option.
Exactly.
A very doable action. But I think you'll be frowned upon by the society if you're a minister or you're a CEO on a bike to work.
Mimi naona tu ni kitu tu personal na story na class. Mimi personally mimi siwezi taka kufika job na nuka jasho.
Story for another day. There are people who actually walk to work.
Yeah. And that has been me for the past 3 days.
So waliongeza tu fuel hivi ukaanza kutembea kwenda.
Fuel mse wangu wa bike akaongeza bei. Sasa mimi nifanyaje?
But you know fuel costs have a repercussion on literally
every other thing.
Yes. So we are looking at a point where we have increased cost of living.
Yes.
So we are at our highest in terms of inflation.
Yep.
And that generally affects your day-to-day living. Because salary ni ile,
Yeah.
Majukumu za hustle ni bado zile. Whatever you require, like whatever you're earning, your profits still remain the same. But then every other thing beside, like around you, has gone up.
Na shida bayo ni DCI.
Sasa DCI anaigeje kwa history?
Deal ni mengi.
So I think as we move on, we need to saidiane. Wakenya, let's just come together and figure this out together.
Tunasaidiana aje?
Either we come up with smarter ways of surviving in this
like carpooling.
Probably. Like just let's find a working system within our circles.
Carpooling is not like nini to our society. It's not like beneficial. So the thing we can do though is we can bike pool. We can border pool. Like also
I think carpooling is workable, especially for those who know their neighbors, and like let's say if you're living from a gated community to you're all heading to like a similar center, it would be easier to do that. Carpooling in terms of even dropping kids at school, that makes work easier. So I think the next couple of months are going to determine our resilience,
kids going
our
to school.
Determination.
Kids going to school have always carpooled. Nama school bus nini?
Yeah, but you see, there are some parents who still do drop-offs.
Why? Like those are wealthy parents.
No, not necessarily. There are certain areas where maybe you're told that the bus does not go that far, depending on where you live.
But if you live that far, it means
not necessarily.
You're okay.
I could be choosing to live away from the chaos, just because I get peace of mind, like to 10 kilometers out of town.
Peace of mind comes with a price.
Not necessarily. Sometimes those houses that are 10 kilometers out of town are actually cheaper.
You're paying for convenience.
Exactly.
And the convenience here,
the cost might actually be not on the house, but on the commute.
Exactly. Alafu sasa, what else has happened through this week?
So yeah, we just gonna have to find a way to survive. And in all that chaos, we recently hosted the Africa Forward Summit.
You know what it was called? You know what it was called before the African Forward Summit?
What was the name? It had a different name.
It had some pre-colonial vibe. So
Honestly, this is propaganda.
It was Anglo-Franco something.
Really?
Yeah. Ideally,
so give me a backstory. We've had this summit before.
We've had this summit before, but it just didn't happen in Kenya. It was in the Western countries, Burkina Faso, Kina Mali, nini. But you see, Burkina Faso, Mali, Ghana, they pulled out. Like
they no longer want to be part of it.
They saw the bullshit in the French countries, and they're like, you still want us to use your currency, you still want us to do everything according to what you want. Like, come on, F this shit.
So what made them think that Kenya was a better option, or how did we land there to be
hosted? In trouble.
No, I'm just wondering, like, if this had happened before and there were actually countries who said, no, we don't want to be part of this.
You see, kuna president wa wapi? The youngest president anaitwa nani?
Wa Burkina Faso.
Si wa Burkina Faso, the other.
I've forgotten.
Fact check kama there. I think it's not Burkina Faso. I think it's Mali. Huyu jamaa kwa na tu wife to Willy. He said it's not a matter of it's actually a matter of principle. Kukuja Kenya imanishi like
Ibrahim Traore.
It's not Traore. Traore is for Burkina Faso. There's another.
He's the youngest president in Africa.
No, kuna mwingine ameingia presidency juzi.
Really?
Somebody akona jina nimesahau. It's not ringing in my head right now. Hebu check.
Mahatma Dabi.
Wachana na huyo.
Asim Gaita.
Mali. Check Mali.
Mali is Asim Goita.
Okay.
He's 43. So Ibrahim Traore is the youngest actually. Niger is the youngest. The youngest, top 5 youngest. You have Mali, Senegal, Guinea,
check
and
Senegal.
Chad. Senegal is 46.
What is the name?
Diomaye Faye.
Diomaye Faye, that is the guy I was looking for. Yes. So Diomaye Faye and Burkina Faso and the other guy from
Traore.
Yeah. They are like creating an Africa that is independent from the West, and in this case from French. Diomaye Faye said he's not going to pay bills in anymore. He's not going to pay bills in the currency of French.
Franc.
In the franc, they abolished the franc kabisa. So they don't need like they don't need francs in their business. But surprisingly, guess who showed up for the African Forward Summit?
They did.
Diomaye. So in his nini, he was like, it's not we're not coming because we feel like we are colonized or anything. We are coming because I think it's time for other African countries to look into this as a broad-based something like kitu yenye inaweza to benefit sisi wote. In as much as wako na nini zao, wako na the English word for this thing imenitoka.
The currency or whatever.
See currency like
the unions.
No. There's an English word, it has potered, but I'll get it maybe at the end of the pod or maybe tomorrow, but there's an English word for it. Wako na reservations zao, but reservations zao haziwa limit ku join other African countries to discuss a way forward. Before it was African Forward, it was Anglo-Franco or something. I'm not sure if I'm getting it right, but it was a pact between African countries that aligned to the French, and things to do around the politics, the
interest, like basically everything around what they
the
want.
Yeah. But sasa unaona it's become a trend of the West African countries to do away with anything to do with the French.
But if you ask me, I think the French were really bad colonizer. If you ask
they
me,
were terrible colonizers.
If you hear of the stories that they've left behind,
yes,
beyond colonization, I think they were really terrible and they've remained oppressive.
Yes. And that's
their colonies,
their colonies still have to
longer after
their colonies pay some tax to the French hadithai.
They leave alone pay tax. They actually I hear like if they want to do business with any other country, they have to ask permission.
Yes.
From their colonizer if it's okay to do business with country FYX. And what should their charges be
exactly
on that particular front?
And that's why this guy of Burkina Faso is did away with the franc. So anasema tunaweza jisimamia sisi kama country, as our own country. We don't need the French.
Okay. So the African Forward was pretty much all-rounded. It had several angles to it.
Yeah.
Those the political angle, which I think the whole point was to bring in collaborations between the different countries. It was purely African countries in collabo with the French. So there was that angle, the political angle. How do we grow each other? How do we leverage what we have for each other? I do not know how fair those discussions would be, especially on the political side. But let's get back to the artistic.
No, but let's let me just say kudos to Kenya, man. If we can put 30 heads of state.
I know, but there was a bit of chaos.
Of course, there's chaos
in there. At some point, I think there were some presidents who were even locked out.
Where security is entailed, watu wanataka kuonyesha shoulder.
Everyone wants to show their muscle.
Ama ni chest.
But all in all, kudos. That was really huge.
It was huge.
And I think it gave Kenyan musicians, Kenyan content creators, basically Kenyan audience.
Now that we're talking about Kenyan creators, mother. Ombachi alipost picture before afanye hiyo gig yake na Macron. Like the calm before the storm. It's like he knew what was going to happen.
I think they do. They kind of not really hesitated. They sensed that this would happen. They knew it would happen. But they just stood their ground and said, I'm selling my art. I don't care what you think about it or what your opinion is, as long as at the end of the day, I've done my bit.
Let me ask. If you're in Ombachi's shoes, would you host Macron?
I would. You know, at that particular point for him, that was a personal choice.
Yes.
And that was a personal growth or a personal decision to either build or grow or break it. You know, like let's say I make it or break it situation. If I don't take it, then what? But let me take it, make advantage of it, make maximum. No, they say no
Milk
publicity.
It.
Both
all publicity
negative
is good publicity,
and positive is good publicity.
But now let's talk about it. Hii cancel culture imeingia Kenya. Na imeingia, okay, imeingia, mimi na feel kama imeingia time yenyewe the Kenyan online presence haijamachua. Na nasema hivyo because if I don't agree with your opinion, my first need is to cancel you.
Which is very wrong. Yeah, because we live in a whole environment with diverse perspectives and opinions.
Unacheki sasa venye Ombachi alihostiwa na Macron kwa balcony, everybody was very quick to cancel him because now now you're dining with the oppressor.
But what was the basis of cancelling him?
Why would you cancel him? Because if I was given a chance with any other president, not even the French president, if I was given a chance with Ruto, I'd sing.
Ujaenda tambali.
Ruto, give me a call, man.
As long as it puts food on the table for you,
that's follow out your boy.
So you know that also leaves us with a question to ourselves. Does it mean that if we do some of these things, we are agreeing to what these people stand for or believe in? Like, basically they're saying artists are the mirrors of the society.
I think
so when you stand for, no, I wouldn't really say when you stand for, like just because you associate with Macron, does it mean you totally agree with his leadership, his,
That's being subjective, Because me, honestly, I can sit down with, I don't like Ruto as a president, but given a chance, I'd sit down with him because I want to talk to him.
Hear him out from your perspective.
I want to talk to him from one-on-one, come out say if there's good in him. You get?
Yeah.
Because we have criminalized.
Probably hold him accountable for some of the things he's
saying. We've criminalized all these people because of what we hear from other people. Yet, maybe they're not linked to the ground because our watu wenye kwa katikati yao na ground.
So your assumption would be they probably have no idea what's going on the ground.
Exactly.
Which is a big lie. That's an excuse.
It's not an excuse. Okay.
It's an excuse. Especially if you're talking about local leaders.
Okay, local leaders are fucked up. They're fucked up because they know exactly what's happening.
Exactly,
but me, from my point of view is, I'd like to have a sit down with maybe, like the president of Kenya, nimwambia, chiki, si tuko kwa streets daily, tunakwambia hii story. Mbona wewe utusikie?
Why are you not doing anything about it?
And you see, I can have a sit down with him and still have my opinion on him.
Yes.
It doesn't mean now that I'm sitting down with him.
You also could be disagreeing with him, but still sit down and have a conversation to be able to get certain answers out of this.
It's not like now that if I sit down with him, doesn't mean I agree with him.
So I think there's a name they have for it. Like, I do not have to agree with you to be in a cordial conversation with you.
Exactly.
So let's stop this cancel culture.
Let's stop cancel culture. Bana, BN had the biggest song. It's running hadi saa. It's still the biggest song.
And you saw the president actually danced to it.
They danced to it. Alafu sa mtaka ku cancel BN kwa nini? Anybody who wants to cancel BN, tell me, when was the last ticket? How much did you buy the last ticket for BN's concert?
But I actually think Kenyans are frustrated. But in my opinion, they're letting out their frustration on the wrong people.
Wrong people. Don't want to cancel BN.
Watu kuna mauchungu, yes.
BN is just another nigga from Kakamega making his music, man.
But let's be careful who we direct our anger to.
Okay, so
we could be, yes, we could have a point.
Hata careful or not,
But it could be dissolved.
Ku cancel BN inakusaidia nini kama other person
it doesn't really add any
Okay, fine. 100 people will unsubscribe from BN. It doesn't mean he won't make money next month.
It doesn't make a huge difference.
Cancel culture ni ufala. Anybody who's canceling somebody because you don't agree to their opinion, what ni ufala.
But all in all, I think that was a really great platform and exposure for all the people who are in.
Speaking of cancel culture, why are we not canceling Kipchoge?
They put them all in one basket, by the way. It was.
Kipchoge wasn't cancelled as much as Ombachi was cancelled.
Yeah, because, I think for him, it's, now the funny thing about Kipchoge, you remember when the kids came to him, ran to him instead of actually President Macron, which I felt like was something they could relate to. So I think they went easy on him from that perspective.
I don't think those kids know who Macron is.
They don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They relate to who they know and who they felt was familiar.
No, man, I say my cancel culture ni ufala, man. Stop cancelling people because they don't agree to your opinion.
No, let's just say your reason has to be really valid, backed up with evidence.
It doesn't have to be valid. It doesn't have to be nothing. Just stop cancelling people. It doesn't benefit anybody.
Na comment na uko na ngori umejango.
Nimejango. Halo.
Na tuja kusomea hata finance bill 2026.
Walai, finance bill pia mimi mwenyewe sijasoma lakini najua tu ni mbaya.
So I haven't gotten my hands on the contents, but there were promises that there would be reduction of pay for people who are earning 50,000 and below. But as at the last minute, I had that was kicked out.
What is the shouting CS?
That was kicked out of the final bill that was submitted had that missing. And I think there are also other components of that bill that people were scared about, which I think there's something really important. I'm here to put my finger on it that was supposed to be in the 2026 finance bill. So they had to get rid of some of these things that were equally important but not urgent for them to be able to pass the 2026 bill. I smell a rat. And for that reason, I think we'll find the actual bill and discuss it on the next pod.
On the next pod. Yes. But either way, anything proposed by this government is shit.
There's nothing in good there for the common wananchi.
Just one finance bill lakini najua ni mbaya.
Nyinyi ndio wale mnasema haijatokea lakini mshai reject.
Tushai reject. Mimi nimesikia the shouting CS akibonga the other day.
So you know
this guy he's not just making noise for nothing. He's trying to save face.
So I actually think the government has a really long way to go to salvage their goodwill with the people. Because if it gets to a point we don't even know what you're proposing, but we're already skeptical about
exactly, because we know you're a liar.
We have the worst expectations, like we have our worst fears placed on you because of how probably you've related with fellow Kenyans in the last couple of years.
Now let's talk about something we actually know. Fuel prices.
Tutatembea.
Walai.
Itabidi.
It's a walking nation. Like literally, tutapiga lap mbaya. Mimi nisha.
Because
nimetembea man. Adisikilize msako wa boda amekupigia kukuuliza tunaenda leo boss,
because you decided to do a walking.
Like kaja kuona siku mbili anashangaa rada sasa ndio anapanga job alafu umepotea.
I think just as I said earlier, we'll have to figure out smarter, more aggressive ways or more innovative ways to survive this economy. We are looking at all-time high inflation, I think in the last 2 years.
Yep.
This is the worst we've been hit with.
But Sasa, I like to read too much into things. We're going into an election year next year. And the president and his cabinet secretaries keep imposing taxes on us. Are these people really, are they willing to go into a free and fair election?
You know, I am actually starting to think this government ikona jokes.
Ikona jokes?
In the sense that I feel like they are tempting us. Like they've pushed us to the wall to a point they want to see how you will react. And I think from let me just give you the last 1 year. We've pretty been noisy online, but on the ground what we've really done is almost nothing. Let me just say, averagely, the last 8-9 months, we've been having issues, whether it's cost of living, it's something being looted, it's monies that we cannot be accounted for by either treasury or the government in totality.
Hiyo ndio kitu inafanya Mbadi anakuwa na kiburi na anauliza where is that baba now?
Exactly. So it's we have to be very careful how we move as we near election.
But now does that mean bila baba hatuwezi andamana?
We need to speak as one. So I think what's missing, and probably this is the political front that some of these politicians should have taken advantage of. We do not have a platform that would allow us to air all these grievances. Let's say we atujapata mahali kila mtu atasema, all of you who feel like this is not right.
Hiyo mahali ni wapi?
I do not know where that would be.
And I do not know. Yes, Judy nimesikia Rigiji akisema tungoje 1 month until June 25 like
Tuesday.
Bruh, we can't wait for a whole month to agitate about the things that are hurting us now.
I know. So the longer you wait, the more you get used to it and the more you get comfortable to a point it's no longer an issue.
Exactly.
Or you kind of have gotten used to it. You know, there's this book we read back in the day. It was called Shamba la Wanyama. Animal Farm, yeah. Some animals are more equal than others and all that. You know, someone was making a joke, and I actually think it's serious. It's more serious than a joke. Watu wa tutam wanakula fuel na ngapi?
I think
how much are they buying fuel?
I think wanaenda State House wanafueliwa na 100 per liter.
Are you serious?
Of course, because Hakuna venye utaka turn after the same fuel stations.
So it's initially they were behaving like they would get a different inflation rate yao itakuwa tofauti.
Kuna kale kasichana kafala.
Pricing ya vitu zitakuwa tofauti.
Hapo mwaka kale kasichana kafala kakienda sijui ilikuwa radio station gani kakituambia kalijaza gas na 850. Wewe know the last time ulijaza gas na 850?
Sina tegemea ni gas gani.
Hakuna kutegemea. Even the cheapest gas
in pengine silinda yake ni ile 3 kg.
Tuseme hivyo.
Si ndio, that's what I mean. Ukidasema ni gas gani? She could be having like the real small cylinder.
Lakini sasa unajua, me I think some of these government bloggers wana to rage bait, wanataka kuona venye tunaweza kasirika.
And also they're trying to sell propaganda online.
Hiyo propaganda nayo inakuja sana man. You literally lying to us, you looking at you as you lie to us. Unatubeba ufala, unafanya tukae kasi ni mafala ka wewe.
I think muendele tu kujangori hivyo.
Tunajangori.
Niko tu hapa kesho.
But sasa shida.
Make better decisions.
Moja mimi shida yangu na Wakenya ni moja. Mnajanga ngori hivi online, tunapiga kelele. Mnafika kwa debe, mnapiga wale mafala bado.
Are we looking at a situation where we are just noisy online but on the ground we are not doing anything to advocate for better choices or better, should I say, better governing policies in place? Are we just making noise online or are we doing more than that?
I hope you're not just making noise online. I hope.
Let's see.
Bwana sikia simboli ya KANU imerudi. Simboli ya KANU ilikuwa ngani? Kidole kimoja. Right now you don't even have to talk. You just like finger in the air to get the message.
It is tough.
But I really hope it's just Wantam. Inatoka kwa roho, niko kwa akili na pia mtaitranslate pia kwa votes because tukiendelea hivi walai tuna dead.
We are losing it as a country. I feel like we had been properly positioned in terms of stability, in terms of next best place to choose for your retirement. It was listed that actually, I think a year or two ago, I read in one of those New York Times polls, Kenya was rated as one of the best countries to retire
in.
I'm not so sure whether that still stands.
I don't think so.
Given
I don't think so.
The amount of scandals we've had in the last couple of years.
You can't retire in this country.
And then speaking of
retirement age.
President wenu anapewa decision ya kudecide kuamua. Refinery itakuwa wapi?
Imagine.
Na mko tu na mafuta iko tu hapa.
Iko hapa nyuma.
Like kama unatoa mafuta from point A to point B without crossing a border and you still opt to go beyond the borders to do the refinery out there.
But your president is a liar. His colleague had to call him out juicy.
And you know the worst part? I usually feel like he sometimes stands in front there and you're probably a CEC of a particular document and he says the way he's dispatched money to your docket.
And you're surprised.
Yeah, I know.
You're hearing it for the first time.
In front of you.
You're hearing it for the first time and you're like,
how do I even? Yes, I know the shock on your face, but you're in public and you cannot say anything against your boss. So you sit there, you swallow it, and then will come for your neck later.
Yeah, like CS alikuwa anajua. CS ndio wafanyikazi.
It's a tough one. We're living in tough times.
But you see,
tu kuselio story.
Mi ngori yangu ni kwa hapa kwa ground tunashinda tunalalamika, we're calling out politicians and shit. Then when politicians meet, they're all buddy, they're all chatty, they're all huggy with each other and
it's nothing personal.
Like
it's a business for them. It's a business. And the moment we as common citizens understand politics is business. And I will always play for the winning side. Like as a politician, I will look at what benefits me the most for me to be placing my bet there.
Uliona juzi Osoro alisema kwa matanga ya Mama Yonyonka, ati sisi wanasiasa tunakulanga pamoja.
True. You remember even when at the height of Raila Uhuru tension. I think a week later they were seen shaking hands and laughing and says wewe umejangori hata uongeleshi jirani yako because you two support different factions.
Lakini response ifanya ndio ilinibamba.
Alisema nini?
Alisema mimi na wewe Osoro hatuwezi kula pamoja. Mimi ni Mluya napenda chakula lakini heri nikae njaa.
So for him that's figurative, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll not eat together.
But you see, me I like how the politicians move. The same Onyonka, the senator. Bro, how do you have 12 children? From 5 different baby mamas.
I am starting to think that those who took this job very seriously, go ye and multiply.
Yeah, and I think we should all do that.
Personally, he took it personally and seriously.
May I have a plus for this guy, yeah?
Really?
Hear me out. Hakuchagua tu anataka kuzana Wakisi. Alizana kila mtu, Wajaka, Wakikuyu, wa nini.
So do you actually think he thought through this, or this was just, those were sort of like oops?
No, I think he was fighting tribalism. He was fighting tribalism by mixing these tribes.
You think?
Yep.
You assume?
I assume because
so
you see, growing up, literally we were told all nasty things against Murima babes. I always hear Wakikuyu, they only care about themselves, wachana na watoto, yada yada yada.
Yeah, and that was a very, okay, I should say that was biased because someone was speaking from their own personal experience.
But
why don't they let
Murima
you
babes,
make your own personal decisions?
I've seen some Murima babes and we can relate. We can correlate.
Yeah, so we build relations depending on how we encounter those people.
Yep.
So all in all, we say that you should endeavor, or we should strive to have your own interaction and own relations and make your own decisions based on your experience instead of other people's experience.
No, but now let's talk about Onyonka as a person.
I think for me, we were recently talking about HIV and what the percentages look like. For me, that whole situation is red flag.
Philandering.
Super red flag. Because let me give you an example. If you just met one babe off that whole chain, you know, it affects every one of those baby mamas.
Nigga has money, he can live however he wants. So
really, so now it's when a poor man does it, it's what? Unfaithfulness and all the bad things.
See, but honestly,
if a politician
women make rules for broke men. Onyonka he's wealthy. He's a man of means. That's why wanapata mtu mwenye alikuwa commissioner wa IEBC anaweza kubali akwe na watoto na yeye.
Hiyo ni story hata sitaingilia.
Polygamy inatoka sirisha sisi wenye tunado.
The worst part about this whole situation is the way the society is normalizing this. In terms of no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but there's an accountability.
Is an African thing.
So this is the thing. I don't even rebuke polygamy, but I say, if you're going to be polygamous, make sure that all your children and all your people are properly taken care of. You're not neglecting it. No, I'm just saying, rumor has it that he's a deadbeat. For some of it. No, listen.
Aliambia mtu mwenye alikuwa anapiga kelele online, kama mtoto ni wangu, mlete home.
But now you see, the problem is, you were waiting to be called out before you say that's my child.
No, but what check it. Honestly, let me hata nijitumie ka example. Sema nimekuwa na madem in my can I say this on record? In my whole face. Nimekuwa na madem ka 15. Then maybe nimekuwa na baby mamas here left right center. Alafu kuna mmoja mwenye actually walai honestly mimi sikumbuki.
But you see, the thing about these baby mamas, by the time they are ranting or venting, they have made efforts to reach out. Listen, to reach out to that particular baby daddy. If you see them out there venting, it's probably because they could not reach an agreement. And this agreement sometimes is depending on who it favors, you know. You might not reach an agreement. Or they have used all possible ways within their means, but nothing is happening.
Oh, now sanitize too.
I'm not sanitizing. I'm telling you the truth. What actually goes on out here?
Me kama mtu mwenye unaita deadbeat, nimekwambia sasa fanyaje? Dada mtu tupige DNA. You are not in a position to bring the child for a DNA.
For example.
So why would you call me a deadbeat?
But now, no, it's not even a story. And it usually has nothing to do with DNA. Most times by the time unaambiwanga uko na mtoi, DNA hata ikwangi kwa akili yako. You always like, first I want to see. Usually most times the DNA arises when you're looking at the kid and they have physical features that do not look anything like you're familiar with. Pengine anafanana hata na nyanya yako ule wa.
Sasa ni nini ngumu basi kufanya DNA? So ulete mtoto tufanye DNA basi story hiyo. Nyanya yako vitu gani? But
let me tell you, remember, so let me tell you a story. Was this couple that did IVF, and when they did IVF, they realized that the child they had had no match to the dad. Kumbe the dad was a twin. So ule twin wake alimwabsorb kwa akabaki na genetic material ya huyo twin. So his sibling or his child was 99% ya hiyo genetic material yake.
That case is one in how many?
No, but I'm just saying that is for example.
It is one in how many?
Listen, yes, as much as we'd want to do DNA, we should also be looking at the specifications that these things might also vary.
Man, you might sleep with 17 women in a day. Utakumbuka wote wenye ulilala nao.
Na bado nataka kufanya DNA kwa wote.
Si ndio, mtu juu sasa wasio wanakujua, watu wanakujua huyu jamaa ananyorosha nanga ovyo ovyo. Sasa kuna watoto ovyo ovyo. Sasa mtu anataka kukufunga. The nonsense of ladies ati wanataka kukutrap na mtoi. Hiyo ni vitu ya 1990 huko. Watu wafanyangi hiyo shit.
Na wacha nikwambie sasa the worst part about hiyo kitu. Siku hizi ni nyima boy unasema sinizalie, like that's usually like you know,
mimi sijui unasema mambo ya gani. Mimi sijaambia demo nizalie. Me by then in all my 30 something years sina baby mama.
Speaking of which kuna mwingine pia 26 year old nasikia kuna sijui how many children
jamaa amededi juzi.
Yes, there's
ameacha wajane chungu mzima.
How many?
Wajane sijui kama 50 plus.
Aye. Yeah. And kids?
Sasa hatuwezi hesabu because we don't even know.
50
plus. Because I took interest in that case.
Philandering, polygamy.
But philandering is a man thing. Check
no, we need to put caution to some of this.
Let me land. Uchali, mimi nimesikia watu wenye hata sikuwa na expect watasema ati the guy is good looking. So kukua handsome ndio inafanya kupatia msee mtoi.
That has nothing to do with looks. If you ask me.
Kukua handsome ndio reason unataka kuzalia msee.
Mimi hata nasema vitu zingine kama hizi they feel like more like would I say serial behavior, more than just you know impregnating women or having women life or philandering. Zingine tu ni mtu tu ni serial cheater.
Lakini tuambiane ukweli, mademu wanapenda wase kama hao. Because utaniambia mademu wake wote,
speak of toxic people.
Utaniambia mademu wake wote 50 plus hawakujua hii nyang'ao iko na mademu wengine. Walijua at some point they were even in his phone taking screenshots and sending them to themselves. Stay away from my man. Yada. Walijua, sidi hawakujua. Walijua huyu jamaa kwa na mademu wengi lakini bado walikuwa willing kumpatia mtu.
My God.
So tusilaumu chali. Kwani alikuwa anajidhalisha mwenyewe?
My God. But still, I think as we've said, there are things, we are starting to sanitize polygamy. Which we do not see object.
Okay, polygamy.
See object. You're entitled to make your own choices as an adult, but I think we should make responsible choices as adults, and also not necessarily responsible, but also take care of the people around you. If you're philandering like that, 50
also
plus
take care
women,
of yourself.
Yes,
because wewe uko na kulana baby nje kama mambozi.
And I will say this again. I'll say this again. Take care of yourselves.
Hawezi kulana tu ovyo na umedhitawa yo.
True, sindio? Like live responsibly. If you want to live carefree and have certain characters and behavior, you better also put precaution.
Meza dawa.
Exactly.
Pima hali.
Be responsible.
Pima hali.
Be responsible.
Meza dawa, pima hali, piga tizi utaishi.
People want to live here. People want to live out here. Someone is consciously making intentions, living healthily. Alafu unakuja tu na one mishap.
Lakini si Kenya nilisema, last pod nilisema nini? Mademu wanajua, wanajua kuna ukedi, wanajua kuna hizi magonjwa, lakini wanaprefer nini? Wanaprefer kumeza P2 than kuchukua PrEP.
As I said, what society has normalized. Like we have made, and it's not even about what they are preferring. I think what has been easily made available. Remember, I also said, maybe P2 is so easily available, we wish PrEP and other options could be.
Tuambiane ukweli, P2 ni ruabe, PrEP ni sare. Sasa nini ndio iko easily available?
Lakini inakuwa offered wapi? PrEP inakuwa offered wapi?
Sio ndio tu
But now maybe that's the strategy we need to rethink around. Where are they getting P2?
Hapana,
Can we
check it.
put prep alongside
Me, I feel like
points where we're getting P2?
I feel like the health industry imetupatia all options available. Ni sisi watake kutumia. Gava inapeana hadi CD. Gava inapeana hadi nini testing ya nini siku hizi ni free. They don't charge you. After hiyo inaitwaje counseling ya HIV ni free. Nobody charges you for nothing. Prep is free. You can get it. But now una prefer ununue utumie pesa yako kutibu ujinga yako because unaona pregnancy ndio kitu yenye inakuita kutoka kwa soko. Okay, let's put it like this. Si wako busy. Wakikuwa na ball watakuwa out of business for 9 months. So heri wafanye nini? Wameze P2. Wanasahau hii business yangu. Hii lazima utafikie stock ya prep pia.
Again, I think a lot has to do with awareness.
These people, si ati hakuna awareness.
You'd be shocked.
Wanapimana na macho wanaona.
You'd be shocked at how you're able to like someone is just very clueless about certain things.
Like sasa ukiniangalia hivi wewe fikiria niko na. Okay, sema niko nayo. Lakini ukiniangalia hivi wewe jua niko nayo.
Hizi kupima na macho si tulishasema those 19
bado saa hii watu wanapimana na macho. Tell me because ati one night stand hata mtu atakuuliza hata kama uko najua.
Okay, some are just now reckless behavior. It
is reckless.
When it's your life, as we say, just take better care of yourself.
When it's your life, leo anakuambia kuna allergy ya latex. Aje.
You know there are better options out there, right? No. Do you know there are other options other than latex? You have lamp skin and there's another type that's also available other than latex.
Hey,
so latex is not the only option.
Educate
it's not the only option out there.
Walai,
you have other animal skins as options to latex.
For real?
Yes.
Kuna shit zingine
as I said, so it's not necessarily
but the
awareness
right?
is very important.
But hiyo alarm scheme nasema niko sure hiyo CD ka 1500 na ziko tatu peke yake.
Necessarily, it's actually pretty. I'm not so sure what the costs are. I'll check online.
They're expensive.
It's pretty much affordable. But kama uwezi afford hizo vitu, but just stay.
Usimbao.
ABCs. You remember the ABCs of safe sex?
Yeah, I don't remember.
ABCs: abstain, be faithful.
Unaambia watu wasai, unaambia watu hii generation ya sasa unawaambia abstain.
They should still
unawaambia abstain. Watu wenye ngono ndio kitu ya kwanza kwa comment.
And we said, okay, so if you can't abstain, be faithful.
Wana meet msee leo unataka kumpea.
Be faithful. If you can't be faithful, then use a condom. It's just that simple.
Wanasema sidai bambi, wako na latex.
Those are excuses. Hey, can we talk about something else?
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
I know it's a topic that we probably need to invite an expert.
Yeah.
And just hear their thoughts about it. Given that we probably have quite a number of some of our audience that are pretty young, and they could learn a lot from some of these conversations we had. Looking back at even a few years back, like if we had someone hold your hand in, like when we were younger, and give you the education or even give you the information that you needed to be safe, you'd be better placed. I am sure there's quite a number of people who would be better placed if they were more informed.
Ningekuwa na bibi na watoto 6.
Ala?
Ningekuwa na watu wa kuniambia nitaisha maisha yangu.
Not necessarily tell you how to, but just provide the information that you need to be safe and take better care of yourself. And even not just that, make better, smarter sexual decisions.
Abstain, bana. Guys, let's make like celibacy cool for once.
It actually is.
It is cool, but how many people are doing it?
You worry less about so many.
Yeah. Ikibidi unajipea na maisha yanaendelea.
Anyway, on to other things. Fun things. A little more fun. We recently had Kalasha Awards.
Kalasha.
Yes. And this is the Kenya film, like it's recognizing artists from film, television, and digital content as well.
Yenye tulikuwa na Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Uliona mimi fulani, kuna mimi fulani ilikuwa. Si William alikuwa amevaa Charlie Chaplin.
Really?
Sawa la mimi ilitokea nasema magician looking at a tablet like a few billions are supposed to disappear.
But shout out to a few of the winners. Our very own Nawi. Yes. They got recognized and they got an award from
By the way, our
event.
producer here our producer here was cast in Nawi.
Oh my God!
You didn't
really? I had no idea. Kudos, big up, big up. A shout out to Nawi. I think they should do a public screening one of these days.
They did.
I know they did, but you know, I feel like in the last 1 or 2 years,
they need to keep doing it.
Yes, they've generated a lot of traction to the movie, and so many people hear about it, but they've never really watched it. So I think a public screening would really go a long way to.
They have done both in Nairobi. They have done both in Nairobi and in Lodo.
I've heard that. So personally, I've heard so much about Nawi. I've seen the, what do you call it, the trailer, but I haven't actually watched the movie.
Never watched the movie.
I've never watched the movie.
Oh, shit.
I know some of the actors in Nawi.
Like our director.
I know the storyline, but I've never watched it. So if you hear me say they should do a public screening, it's something that would be interesting, and I would definitely attend.
Director Breathen, you need to do something.
Producer, ebu ongea na watu wa Nawi. We do a screening one of these fine days, right?
Hata pia sisi tunaweza kwa cast kama wa podcast.
Support cast.
Fanyeni vitu,
it always feels good to appreciate local content. Yes.
Local content is good. Mimi ndo nimeshindanga nikikupreachia hii gospel news kiangi. Wanapenda coach ma blockbusters siji the Hollywood. Local content is good content.
If you want to speak to me, just speak to me directly.
I am speaking to you
Stop
directly.
Stop bitching about the bullshit.
Ni wewe ndo nakwambianga siji check out Kenyan production. Kwani what movie is that? Ona saa you've never watched. You never watched Nawi and it has been.
Umewahi nitumia link ya Nawi nikakataa kuwatch. Si ufanye mambo sasa. I have brought it to your attention. Do something.
Aya, sasa ile screen wata screen tena tunaenda.
Do something. So it's good. I think recognizing local talent and just awarding them also really builds to the next generation.
Like they did in Kalasha Awards.
Yes. So the next generation of actors, actresses. And I'm seeing we are also currently having quite a lot of plays and live shows for being done by artists. And kudos to that, because I think...
You say Nameless is doing them at 25?
Yeah, and Redson is also doing at 30.
At 30.
And have you seen Nameless star-studded lineup?
I haven't.
He's bringing most of the old school artists together.
Tell me he's bringing
like Habibi and Manga. Are brought together as a team. Necessary Noise. That's
Necessary Noise. Long live Necessary Noise.
Big Pin.
Big Pin Jatelo.
So I think
I have an interesting thing to say about Big Pin Jatelo.
Yes.
Personally, I don't know. Sijui Big Ben leo ama kona familia ama nini. Aliposkitia ufala juzi. Ameposkitia ufala juzi hadi nikarishare. Alipost ati when you're getting to know new friends because all the old ones got married and shit. Sasa amejipost na watu wadogo wakicheza futa wakikimbizana.
Hint. I don't know about his personal life. I think he kept that pretty private.
But you see, as a celebrity, you need to keep your personal life private.
I agree. But sometimes I think along the way, depending on how heavy the influencing gets to you, wewe ujipatanga tu umeweka watoi, umeweka familia. It happens. Especially now, let me give you a case in example, like Nameless. They're literally a family showbiz. Yes, they limit what they show us.
But see, wameanza juzi.
No, they've been showing us.
You see, Nameless and Wahoo have been doing their thing separately. In the showbiz industry, wamekuwa kipiga shughuli zao, Wahoo anafanya shughuli yake kama Wahoo, Nameless anafanya shughuli yake kama Nameless. Hapa tu karibu venye saa maybe I think Tumi became an adult, wakaanza incorporate the family now as a showbiz unit. But before, everybody was doing their own thing solo.
Actually, think when they've done their whole family, like they have a production. Yeah, their whole family. I think that was done by Imbuga.
Yeah.
So I think around that time, that's when they did that. But
speaking of keeping my family private, me sioni, wallahi, catch me dead coming to online telling guys ati breast milk is good.
I'm starting to think that's content.
It's not content.
It is content. Bruh. Have you seen traffic that has been driven to both their accounts the last like 2-3 weeks?
So nataka kusema hiyo ni kiki.
Content.
Like, literally is content. Literally nigga was taking that milk.
I know, content. And Charlie is as nonchalant as they come. Do you think that guy would really be in there just, embarrassing himself on social media?
But honestly,
Clout.
hapana, mimi sasa mali imefika.
People are chasing
Mali
clout.
imefika pia mimi
But
nitaka.
they're doing a good job at it.
Mali imefika pia mimi nitaka ku test breast milk. Sijani kai iko poa hivyo venye wanasema.
Kunachomeka hiyo story. We just kill it. Tumalize hii story tufunge.
Also, tufunze wasee wetu malalabai because hakuna venye umeshika mtu huyu na mwambia drop.
I am actually starting to think we should have a pre-qualification list.
Because what the fuck?
For parenting.
Ati unaimbia mtu hii raindrop.
Ama watu wakianza kwenda pregnancy classes before they give
Mnaza
birth,
kina nani
wanapewa
hao?
nursery rhymes. Akina Charlie na Betty.
Ati mzee ujinyi lullaby na hii miaka yako yote. Honestly.
No, but it's anyway. Depends. How did you grow up? Where did you grow up? He's probably like a last born or like but there should be something that he should be able to refer to.
Raindrop, drop top.
So song of the week.
Song of the week. Do I have a song of the week?
Hey, there's this song. I'm currently purely consuming local. Just
thanks to me.
There's a whole bunch of R&B
Thanks
Kenyan content that is
shit, man. Bridget Blue.
I know. And Nikita. They've
yeah,
done that. The collab they've done together. That's
right, okay.
Home. They delivered.
Okay.
They delivered. And just when you play that, the algorithm just rewards you with pure niceness in music.
It's like the algorithm tells you now you where I want you.
Or I know exactly what you want. What you're gonna order.
Now listen to this too.
Yeah, so shout out to artists still doing good work and bringing it closer to home as possible. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Dalili ya mvua ni mawingu.
What's about that song that's caught your attention?
Nika swali yangu inapewa jibu.
Dalili ya mvua ni mawingu.
Talk about
Hiyo
it.
swali yako leo utaipatia jibu.
Ndio hivyo sasa.
Till next time.
Until next time.
It's been real.
Holla at us on social media.
Adios.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Na madhem to follow jo. Mkitufollow tutaenda mbali.
Tomoka.
Omoka. Na tutawajenga na content mwecheche kama hizi daily.
Tune in for always the good vibes, the everyday chills, and the in-between. It's been an awesome time.
Until next time.
Ciao.
Adios.